everybody knows me by my nickname, Charlie. I am an ocean enthusiast and scuba instructor. I was born in the dry, dusty towns of the Northwest where I grew up, often moving as my family moved for work, for business, and so I often found myself in the backseat of a car wondering about all the other worlds and adventures. So it's easy to say that the travel bug bit when I was still young. From a little adventure I took by hopping into a friend's car to go down to KZN, Durban, spend a little bit of time on the sunny south coast. I also wanted to visit my brother, who at the time was doing his diving course. I was fortunate enough to join them for some training dives at the quarry, and that was also the first time I ever took a breath underwater. An hour or so into the training session, my brother swam up to me. He looked me in the eyes. I already had my mask and snorkel, and he said, "Do you trust me?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You want to try something cool?" I said, "Yes." And that was the first time I've ever had a regulator offered to me. He offered me the regulator. He said, "You're going to breathe as normally as possible. Remember to breathe. Trust me. And remember to practice the equalizing we did on our free dives." And I nodded yes. He said, "Exhale." And that was the first time I went and had my first breath underwater. It was not a diving course, but it was a spontaneous little adventure. It was within that same week that I qualified as an open water diver, and within the following week that I decided this is what I will be doing for the next few years. I continued to do my diving courses from open water up to dive master in Animal Shoal, in the towns between Umkomaas, Scottburgh and Shelley Beach. Some of my most exhilarating or hair-raising dive experiences have first of all happened in Umkomaas, with the Umkomaas launch site being a genuine white knuckle launch. Feet in the foot straps, hold on tight, go, 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 and that kind of thing just really sticks with you. So I love the launches and I look back at them fondly, but I think one of the most memorable moments underwater for me happened in August 2015, where although still doing my training dives, I was fortunate enough to encounter a bit of a natural feasting event, where we had a humpback whale being fed on by bull sharks and tiger sharks. And although I was only an advanced diver at the time, the most memorable experience in my dive career happened so early on in my career. And I'm proud to say that I got to dive face to face with great whites, no cage, nothing. And that's something that will always stick with me. Although I have dived a little bit in Aliwal, a little bit in Cozy Bay, I was fortunate enough to experience another feeding event in Mozambique. No great whites this time, but plenty of tigers to keep us on our toes. Time spent with Blue Wilderness Shark Adventures and Research Unit was most definitely one of the more refreshing ones. Although not doing a lot of scuba, we did a lot of surface activities, snorkeling and so on, I got to do something completely different, which is take the unexperienced diver into the ocean. We did a lot of research activities. We had interns from all over the world, but I guess the pinnacle for me working with Blue Wilderness Shark Adventures was working alongside marine biologist Jessica, who shared loads of her knowledge, experience and passion with me and the rest of the interns. Scuba diving bucket list. Diving with narwhals in the Arctic, the unicorn of the sea. Tiger Beach in Bahamas, because Bahamas and tiger sharks. And lastly, I missed the opportunity to dive with orcas. I think that's something I'd really love to do. So the Salty Traveler and the Salty Warrior is really my initiative to create little salt warriors, guys that want to go out there and clean marine debris and talk to schools and so on. So although it's in its infant stages, it is and will be my platform to try and make a change and to encourage other dive masters and dive instructors to really go for it with their initiatives.